Okay, today we have a slightly different type of a problem. I came across this when I was browsing through my third year elementary school daughter's math tests, and it said that there's a big rectangle, which is divided into smaller rectangles P, Q, R, and S, and the areas of these smaller rectangles are given. Three of those rectangles are given. P is 56 square units. Rectangle R is 21 square units. Rectangle S is 48 square units. And we have to find the area of the bigger rectangle. So what we have to do is, knowing that we have the areas of rectangles P, R, and S, we have to find the area of rectangle Q and then add them all up. Now it's a little tricky for a third grader because we got to know a few formula here, especially formula to do multiply fractions and simple multiplication rules. For example, if I multiply A by B, it's the same as B multiplied by C. Sorry, B multiplied by A. A can also be written as A multiplied by B by B. Similarly, A can also be written as A multiplied by B into C into D divided by B into C into D, because the numerator and the denominator will cancel out to be 1. So we will be using formulas like this or rules like this to kind of work through this problem. Now what I'll do is I'll mark out all the individual lengths of these rectangles. Let us assume that this much is A, this much is B, and because these vertical lines are all parallel, I can say that this is also A and this is also A. Because the horizontal lines are also parallel to each other, each of these intersections will be of the same length. So let's consider this as C, and let's consider this much as D. So this length will also be C, this length will also be C, this much will be D, and this length will also be D. Now let's see what has been given to us. Area of rectangle P is 56 square units. So area of rectangle P is nothing but B multiplied by C. So we know that B multiplied by C is 56. Area of rectangle R is 21 square units. Area of rectangle R is length into the width, which is A into C, which is equal to 21. And area of rectangle S is 48 square units. S is length into width is equal to 48. So now we know these three things. Now from here, it's just mathematics. If I look at rectangle Q, the area of rectangle Q is length of Q multiplied by width of Q, which is D into B. So I need to find what is D into B from the numbers, from the equations that I have been given here, 1, 2, and 3. From now on, it's just the multiplication rules right? I can write D into B as B into C multiplied by A into D divided by A into C. The reason I can do this is I can cancel out A, and I can cancel out C and C, leaving B and D, leaving the multiplication product of B and D, which is this area of rectangle Q that I'm trying to find out. Now, from equations 1, 2, and 3, let me put the values of B and C, which is B multiplied by C is B multiplied by C is 56. A multiplied by D from equation 3 is 48. And A multiplied by C is 21. And if I simplify this, we have a factor of 7. We have a factor of 7. And then again, we have a factor of 3, 16. So the answer of D into B is 8 into 16, which is equal to 128. So the big rectangle is equal to the sum of smaller rectangles P plus Q plus R plus rectangle S. Now we just need to substitute. P is 56. Q we just found out is 128. R is 21. And S is 48. So if I add all these things up, I get 253. So the area of the big rectangle would be 253. Like I said, I think this is a little tricky. And I'm not sure if a third grader can do it, but definitely it's an interesting way to solve the problem. Now there's another way you can also solve it. You can say the area of the big rectangle is the multiplication of two of its sides. So I can say that the area of the big rectangle is the multiplication of A plus B multiplied by, which is one side, multiplied by the other side, which is C plus D. And if I simplify this, I will get A multiplied by C plus D plus B multiplied by C plus D. If I keep on simplifying this, I get A into C plus A into D plus B into C plus B into D. Now again, you would see that we have been given A into C from equation 2 is 21. A into D from equation 3 is 48. B into C from equation 1 is 56 plus B multiplied by D. Again, it brings down to the fact that we have to calculate this B multiplied by D. And this comes out to be 125 plus B into D. Now we know B into D is 128. So if we do 125 plus 128, I get, which is the same answer that I got earlier. So those are the two ways I think we can solve this problem. It's a pretty interesting one, but again, you have to know those formulas of multiplication, and especially multiplication of fractions, and how you can simplify fractions by either adding the same numbers on both sides of the equal to sign, or multiplying both left hand side and right hand side by the same either numerator and denominator, or numerator or denominator, whichever is convenient for you. I hope you like the solution. This is also available on the website and on our page. Thank you very much.